So the craziest thing just happened to me today. Okay, maybe not the craziest. I checked my email. As of 8 hours ago, I was approved for a refund on my non-existent, voided working holiday visa for Australia. One that became void because of the coronavirus. Now, if you've been following my travels, my plans were to visit Australia last summer, for a year-long journey around Australia with the ability to work and live, something like I did in New Zealand. The last update style video I did on my working holiday visa was called Working Holiday Visa is a Bust. And in this update, I shared this. It's kind of a long shot to do this, but I did look to see if there was a possibility to get a refund, because the cost of the visa, at least for an American, is about 200 something US dollars, which is equivalent to 400 something Australian dollars. Australian immigration has kept their borders closed, and that's been up to them because of the pandemic. I actually sent off a letter with the form that you get to fill out with my application, with my receipt, with my statement, showing that I have a visa that's going unused. Is it possible to get a refund? And in the description I stated, like, hopefully these funds can come back to me so I can use that to, compensate for the hours I've lost on my job, or for other things, or simply just to save. And hopefully there's a chance at doing that. If not, so be it. So the chance of getting a refund looks to have come true. I've honestly lost hope. Not that I had much hope, because this was kind of like an off chance kind of thing. If it would have happened, so be it. And it turns out it did, which is kind of crazy. Because first of all, let me give you the timeline. I applied back in August, not 2019. Damn, time is really wow. And I applied for the visa right before my 31st birthday. So I applied for the visa just in time before I was too old. Immigration didn't get back to me with an approval until 2 months later. My plan was to be in Australia by the time my visa expired, which was October 2020, a whole year from the approval of my visa. Had I entered before the deadline, I would have had a year in the country to travel around Australia. The coronavirus hit. I thought I'd be able to make it by last October. It turns out the coronavirus just wanted to hang out for a lot more and ravage the planet. When October came around, I did this update style video basically saying it's a bust, it's not gonna happen, I'm not holding my breath, I'm not upset. Totally was lying, I was really upset. I was accepting of it. This is way out of my control, way out of a lot of people's control who hold this visa. And it's just time to move on, which I did. I had moved on so much that I didn't even remember that I had sent the embassy in Washington, the Australian embassy, an application with my bank credentials, my visa, a bunch of other information, and additional information saying, like, hopefully I could get this refund to help me with my finances, even if it's 200 mere US dollars. That's still $200. And it took from November, December, January, 8 whole months before I got some kind of correspondence from immigration saying that I was approved for a refund. I had no idea this would happen, and turns out it did. Now, I haven't gotten the funds yet, and probably would take another couple weeks, maybe a couple months, but the money's coming. The turnaround time for all this to take this long is really no surprise. I'm honestly surprised that something even happened, that I even got correspondence in the first place. My mail went to Washington, D.C. These guys in Washington probably fiddling around a bunch of other stuff before coming to mine, before sending that paperwork to Australia, before Australia's immigration, which is crazy within itself, even worse during the pandemic, before they can get to my paperwork and finally come around with a decision. After going through the email and realizing that this is the real deal, I got really sad. I've come a long way and kind of moving on from the whole working holiday visa thing and whatever travel plans I had. Kind of just taking things day by day, week by week, month by month. And I got sad because I had so much ambition, so many plans, and so much that I had intended to do in Australia that I couldn't because of the pandemic. And to see this email, to see this application approval of a refund, it really hit me. The point of this video is there's a chance for other people who hold the visa, who have paid a couple $100 for the visa, or hoping for a refund or looking for a chance at it. There is a chance. It may take 8 months, it may take a year. You can get a refund. What I plan to do with this refund is save it. The $200 I spent for this visa is gonna go to savings. I'm gonna drop it in the stock market. Hopefully that money can make some money. And when the time comes to travel, those funds will be there for me to travel. Whether it's in Australia, the Pacific Islands, or hell, even Iceland, doesn't matter. I thought I'd pop up my camera, make an update, because there's some travel nostalgia that hit me, and it's, yeah. I do want to apologize for the makeshift lighting. I'm currently waiting on a ring light to better enhance my vlogging experience. But for now, this will do. Until next time, guys, stay tuned.